Welcome to this special edition of Vintage and Faith, where we explore the exciting developments in digital innovation in Islamic banking. I'm your host Rania, and I am honored to moderate today's panel discussions. In today's rapidly evolving digital landscape, one question becomes increasingly important. How can Islamic banking keep up with technologies change while staying firmly grounded in Sharia values like justice, transparency, and ethical responsibility? To help explore this, I'm joined by three outstanding panelists. Ms. Masalia, Chief Technology Officer at Bank Islam, who will share how digital transformation is being implemented in real Islamic banking services. Ms. Leila, Fintech Lead from Bahrain, who will introduce us to the world of Sharia-compliant fintech apps and their growing role in the financial ecosystem. Dr. Shida, an Islamic finance professor from Jordan, who will share deeper academic and ethical insights through the lens of Maqasid al-Sharia. And Ms. Hani, a well-informed and curious customer who will actively use Islamic digital banking platforms. Ms. Masalia, thank you for being here. As we see more banks shifting to digital platforms, how is Bank Islam embracing these transformations? And most importantly, how do you ensure this digital innovation stay compliant with Islamic values such as avoiding riba, qarar, and maisir?
Thank you, Rania. Digital innovation in Islamic banking means using modern technology such as mobile apps, artificial intelligence, automation, and smart contract to improve banking service in a way that remains full compliance with Islamic values. But it's not just about being fast or convenient. It's about transforming for how banking works while uploading the principle of Sharia, like the prohibition of riba, gharar, and maisir, and promoting ethnic fairness and financial justice. At Bank Islam, we embrace this transformation by aligning ourselves with the concept of Banking 4.0, a model where banking becomes seamless, personalized, and embedded into daily life. One of our key innovations is BU by Bank Islam, Malaysia's first fully digital and Sharia compliance banking apps. Through this platform, anyone can open a saving account using just their smartphone and national ID. The process uses biometric verification and AI to approve the account within minutes without needing to visit a physical branch. This is a game change for younger users, gig workers, and those living in rural areas. We've also digitalized our Islamic financing processes using smart automation and online system. Customers can now apply to financing products like mudarabah for personal purchase or musyarakah mutanakisah for home financing entirely online. Our system ensures that the contracts are Sharia compliant, transparent, and free from exfoliation. In addition, we enable real-time zakat calculation and payment, as well as wakaf contribution directly through the apps. Users can track where their funds go and view the social impact of their contributions. To top it off, our AI-powered virtual assistant is available 24/7, helping customers navigate both banking service and Sharia-related inquiries in a simple and user-friendly way. These innovations bring numerous benefits to our customers. First, they make Islamic banking far more accessible especially for those who are underserved by traditional banking models. With just a phone, users can open accounts, apply for financing, or make charitable contribution anytime, anywhere. Second, customers experience fast service. What used to take days can now be done in minutes, such as approval and contract processing. Third, there is a high level of transparency. Users can view all their contract terms, payment schedule, and profit sharing ratio direct within the apps, which build trust and eliminates confusion. And most importantly, customers have spiritual insurance. They know that every transaction they make follows Islamic principles, giving them peace of mind, both financial and spiritual. We also invest heavily in data security using encryption and biometric logins to ensure customer information is protected at all times. Of course, all of this must be grounded in Islamic ethics. A powerful reminder comes from the Quran in Surah An-Nisa, verse 50.
إن الله يأمركم أن تؤدوا الأمانات إلى أهلها وإذا حكمتم بين الناس أن تحكموا بالعدل إن الله نعم ما يعظكم به إن الله كان سميعا بصيرا.
58. This verse reminds us that handling people's wealth, personal data, and financial decisions is a sacred amanah, a trust from Allah. Every feature we build, every system we deploy must serve justice, maintain transparency, and protect the dignity of our customers. In short, our goal is to combine cutting-edge technology with timeless Islamic values so that we can serve our communities better, empower more people, and bring Islamic banking into the digital future with integrity and purpose. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Masalia. Leila, fintech is expanding quickly across the globe. Could you explain what types of Sharia-compliant fintech apps are currently available? And how are they helping Muslims users to manage their finance while remaining true to Islamic principles?
Assalamualaikum and thank you, Rania. I am honored to be here today as a part of this exciting panel on digital innovation Islamic banking. As the fintech lead from Bahrain, a country that has long embraced Islamic finance technology, I will be sharing about the types and the uses of fintech apps, especially those that are Sharia compliant. I will also briefly touch on how fintech is applied in Malaysia through Bank Islam's initiative offering. First, what is fintech? Fintech or financial technology refers to the use of digital tools, platforms, and systems to improve and automate the delivery of financial services. These include mobile banking apps, peer-to-peer lending platforms, crowdfunding, digital wallets, robo-advisors, and online investment tools. In short, fintech makes banking and finance faster, more convenient, and accessible, often right from your smartphone. Now, when we talk about Islamic fintech, we are talking about fintech that is developed and operated in accordance with Islamic principles. That means it must avoid interest, gharar, maisir, and anything else considered haram. It must also promote fairness, transparency, and social responsibility. As stated in the Quran, in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 275.
قالوا إنما البيع مثل الربا وأحل الله البيع وحرم الربا.
Allah has permitted trade and has forbidden riba. This first form the foundation of Islamic financial ethics, including how we use technology to handle our finance. Around the world, we are seeing a growing number of fintech apps that supported Islamic values. For example, Wahid Invest is a halal robo-advisor platform that helps Muslims invest in Sharia-compliant portfolios. Zaya is another popular app that allows users to screen stocks to ensure they meet Islamic investment guidelines. In Indonesia, apps like Amanah and Investi Sharia use fintech to provide halal crowdfunding and peer-to-peer financing based on contract like Mudarabah and Musyarakah. In Bahrain, platforms like Insha and Inshraq are leading the way in providing Islamic digital banking services. They are not just financial tools, they are innovation designed to empower the Muslim community with ethical and transparent financial choice. Now, let me bring your attention briefly to Malaysia, a global leader in Islamic finance. One of the best examples of fintech innovation within Islamic Bank is BU, developed by Bank Islam Malaysia. BU is Malaysia's first fully digital Islamic banking app. It allows users to open an account completely online, manage their spending, and plan saving goals, all through a user-friendly interface. What makes BU special is that it is 100% Sharia compliant, guided by Islamic finance contract and monitored by a Sharia advisory council. Soon, the app will also include features such as microfinancing, buy now pay later, and digital zakat payment, ensuring even more inclusive and ethical financial access. This shows how a traditional Islamic bank like Bank Islam can embrace fintech not only to stay relevant but also to serve younger, digital native customers in a way that still align with Islamic values. In conclusion, fintech is not just about modernizing finance, it's about making financial services smarter, more accessible and aligned with our beliefs. From robo-investment to mobile banking, zakat app to digital wakaf platforms, the rise Sharia-compliant fintech is helping Muslims around the world to participate confidently in financial system without compromising their faith. And with institutions like Bank Islam stepping into digital innovation, we are witnessing a future where fintech and Islamic values can grow hand in hand. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Leila. Now let's move to the academic perspective. Dr. Shida, as Islamic finance becomes more digital and data-driven, what ethical risks should we be aware of? How do we ensure that this innovation align with the higher objective of Islamic law?
Thank you, Rania. As an academic from Jordan, specializing in Islamic finance, I believe the emergence of financial technology in our field is not merely a trend, but a transformative force, which is one that demands both innovation and ethical integrity. From the perspective of Maqasid al-Sharia, the higher objective of Islamic law, technology should ultimately serve to preserve and enhance key pillars: religion, life, intellect, lineage, and wealth. Digital platforms can support Hifz al-Mal, the protection of wealth, by offering broader access to financing for underserved population. In Jordan, for instance, mobile-based Islamic microfinance platforms have allowed women entrepreneurs and small businesses to thrive in regions where physical banking is limited. This not only empowers communities economically, but upholds the value of adalah, justice in wealth distribution, which is central to the Islamic economic vision. However, we must approach this innovation cautiously. Fintech solutions that involve algorithm, machine learning, or big data analytics bring with them risks of exclusion and manipulation. For instance, biased algorithms or unclear contract structures can lead to gharar, which is excessive uncertainty, and zulm, injustice, which is both prohibited in Islam. Moreover, when consumers click agree without fully understanding the contractual terms, especially in Sharia-based contracts such as murabahah or wakalah, this lack of informed consent contradicts Islamic principles of transparency, which is bayan, and mutual understanding. This concern is echoed in Surah Al-Baqarah, verse 188.
ولا تأكلوا أموالكم بينكم بالباطل وتدلوا بها إلى الحكام لتأكلوا فريقا من أموال الناس بالإثم وأنتم تعلمون.
And do not consume one another's wealth unjustly or send it to the authorities in order that you to consume a portion of the wealth of others while knowingly committing sin. This powerful verse cautions us against unethical financial conduct and underscores the importance of integrity, especially in automated system where the human element of trust can be lost. Digital convenience must never come at the expense of moral responsibility. As scholars, we also stress the importance of robust Sharia framework. It's not enough to certify a product after development. Sharia advisors must be part of the design process from the beginning. In doing so, we ensure that ethical values are not retrofitted but embedded within the architecture of financial products. Furthermore, education is key. Islamic finance literacy must be improved among users. In Jordan, universities and research institutions are now collaborating with Islamic banks to create digital learning tools, which is explaining terms, contract, and customer rights in an accessible way. Research shows that educated consumers are more likely to avoid products with gharar and to demand ethical clarity in their transaction. In conclusion, while technology may reshape how we deliver Islamic financial services, our spiritual missions remains unchanged. Our duty is to uphold justice, transparency, and trust. By aligning taqwa with ilmu, which is knowledge, and amanah, which is responsibility, we can develop systems that serve not just markets, but humanity at large. Let us remember, the real success of digital Islamic finance lies not in its speed or sophistication, but in its adherence to divine guidance and its positive impact on the Ummah. That's all. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum, and thank you to all the panelists for this informative and inspiring discussion. As someone who regularly uses digital Islamic banking apps like BU, I found these innovations really convenient, but I also have a few concerns I think many users might relate to. First, how do you ensure that all these digital products remain truly Sharia compliant over time? As banks continue to innovate and automate, is there a risk that convenience might eventually compromise compliance?
That's an excellent and important question, Hani. At Bank Islam, we have a dedicated internal Sharia team involved in every stage of product development. This includes conducting Sharia impact assessments and audits periodically to ensure that digital innovations do not deviate from Islam principles. We also provide real-time Sharia monitoring tools, ensuring automated transactions adhere to ethical standards.
Second, I'm wondering about inclusivity. Will people in rural areas or those who may not be tech-savvy also benefit from this technology? Or is there a risk that
let they be left behind in the digital transition?
That's an insightful point, Hani. Inclusion is one of the maqasid al-Sharia, and fintech must be designed for all. In Bahrain, we are developing simplified apps with voice navigation in Arabic and Malay, and user-friendly interfaces for the elderly and less tech literate, such as digital literacy initiatives are key, are supported by Mehbab 2022, who emphasized the role of digital awareness in financial inclusion.
And finally, with so many services going digital apps, AI chatbots, and automation, will Islamic banking lose its human touch? Some people, especially older customers, still prefer speaking to real people, especially for more complex financial matters.
A very valid concern. Human connection should not be lost. Hybrid models are being proposed where AI handles routine tasks, while complex decisions are left to trained, empathetic advisor. This ensures that the human touch, which reflects the values of rahmah, compassion, and ihsan, excellence, remains part of the service culture.
Thank you, Hani, for raising such thoughtful and relevant points. These are questions that many people around the world are asking right now, especially as digital banking becomes more widespread. Thank you once again to our panelists, Ms. Masalia, Ms. Leila, and Dr. Shida, and also Hani, for your engaging contribution today. And of course, thank you to Hani for voicing important questions from the customer perspective. Today's discussions has made one thing very clear. Digital innovations in Islamic banking is not just about modernize from finance. It's about doing so with purpose, ethics, and faith. As we move forward, let us ensure that our use of technology continues to uphold the values of trust, fairness, and transparency that lie at the heart of Islamic finance. On behalf of everyone here at Fintech and Faith, I am Rania. Thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.